technology gang. But yeah, the overall.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
Hiya, and welcome back to the Saints Row coverage here on the channel. My dudes, we finally got some gameplay. Well, it's kind of blocked up and choppy a little bit, but it is still something, and we can infer and break down a lot. So I am perfectly ready to get my teeth in. Just some overall thoughts. The gunplay looks interesting. I hope there is some more things to it. The card play looks smooth as hell. The wingsuiting though, man, the wingsuiting takes the cake immediately. Yeah, the wingsuiting, you're like gliding around. Also, it doesn't like compromise fun. So if you want to just like completely cancel out momentum and just walk from and wing glide, you can, which is sick. But it also leaves a lot to be discovered about the fact that, well, yeah, you can wing glide and then stop on a dime, but other things still seem like, no, we couldn't do that, because, you know, yeah, we went too much last time. It's like, well, that's pretty a lot. Anyway, also one thing I forgot to say last time, thank you so much, Game Informer, for just getting the coverage and not wrecking my video as soon as it was uploaded. So much love, appreciate you. And this is their gameplay, so go check it out if you so desire. They have a coverage, they have a news story. Go feed that beast, please. So let's jump into the gameplay brick by brick. Kind of. We've seen a lot of the driving thus far, so we're gonna hyper focus past that. The only takeaway here is that it looks very, very clean and seems like where they're trying to get and squeeze more of the thing that I've been talking about, which is that gameplay variety from. So you can like lean out of your car, shoot things, you can get on the top of a vehicle whilst it's going and shoot things. Hopefully the AI kind of takes over and you just kind of luck out. If it just keeps going in a straight line, then a little rough. Hopefully there's a lot of long roads. But anyways, you can also like shoulder check or shoulder bash, it more or less looks like. And again, there's still plenty of health bars, but even still, I hope, I would be shocked if they would be completely alien to the community's response if they didn't give us the option to turn off the health bars or make them smaller. And of course, you can jump from other vehicles and wing glide to them. Again, really being liberal with this whole realism Saints Row 2 vibe. I mean, now we can do that in Saints Row 2. Anyway, but yes, you can jump to other vehicles, so again, amplifying the gameplay variety of vehicle combat, which seeming to be more present in this game. Alright, so we're going in order. I cannot wait to talk about the wing glide. But let us talk about the gunplay, man. And of course, this is one of the beginner missions, so you're on the come up, so you're not exactly gonna, you know, well, you don't have any backup, you don't have any sort of means to help yourself anyways, so you're just gonna have to take them all on yourself. So you end up doing that, and the gunplay here, it looks pretty goddamn fantastic, man, looking clean as hell. Although I will say, my only one big takeaway from the gunplay that's a little bit of a negative is the same thing I found in the driving thing, but it's your hip firing sucks. Like I've never seen this bad of like not okay hip firing, and I'm not sure if it's because of the weapon that they're using. Like the SMG just might on a base have a really low accuracy stats, but the good news is when you aim, you actually do tighten up that fair bit, and all that stuff. Now the gameplay of the guns looks fantastic, but I'm curious, are there essentially slots? So there are shotgun slot, assault rifle slot, and pistol slot. Now I love me that weighty shotgun, but the melee combat also looks really cool, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. I think they're just going to keep how they've been doing it in previous Saints Row games, where you can have a pistol, a shotgun, and of course a assault rifle kind of in slots, and then you can pick from a variety of crazy variants of these weapons. Again, I'm really hoping the weapons, if we can't have like gameplay variety in the sense of mechanics, hopefully we can have gameplay variety in the crazy absurd weapons. And it does look like with some of the gameplay they show later down the line, which is probably going right now, it looks like the assault rifle was on a dime, really accurate, all that kind of stuff, which is nice. Anyways, let's talk about the factions, which Game Informer themselves actually clarified and specialized into what we kind of already knew, but it's awesome to hear them double take it. But essentially, yes, the people we fought at the scrapyard are essentially going to have unique characteristics, aka a special way that they kind of play. So, the people we fought at the scrapyard are a close engagement, muscle heads, kind of mechanics, which is going to be really interesting. And then we also see gameplay of them taking down, I forget what they're called, but it's basically like the neon slash what I think the new pseudo Johnny Gat guy who wants to be a chef is going to fit into. I think this is his gang, and I believe their thing is numbers. So think like a bunch of ravers slash people that go to Burning Man and smell. Anyway, they'll outnumber you with numbers alone, probably charging you or a barrage of explosives by them all throwing shit, whatever it could be. Anywho, don't know why I went leprechaun for a half second. They're not good. Anyway. Ugh. Oh my god, man. Did you guys see the melee? Well, you guys are seeing it right now. That is the melee combat. Please, Volition, God alive! Make melee an actual thing. God in heaven has always been hella frustrating. There's always been the ability to punch people in this game in Saints Row, but I wanted the ability to become a Hulk and punch somebody and then fly back 6 feet. Please make melee optimal or fun or crazy, anything. Please let it be investable and let the investment be insane at the end. That way you could punch someone and send them 3 feet. That would be lovely. Or use a bat and not just kind of like hit them and then they fold over despite all of the impact would be, at the chest or whatever the hell you hit. Anyways, regardless, I love the melee combat. It looks fun, looks a lot more clean, looks a lot more like rugged, like you're going to be taking blows and delivering blows back, which is fun. But again, as always, I always really hope, and Volition's always been really good about this, about making almost every option an option. So if you wanted to play a really weird melee build, you could. If you invest enough into it, you'll basically do the same damage as some of the awesome weapons. But anyways, melee combat aside, looking fun, let us talk, really quick interlude, about wing gliding, my dude. Oh my golly, I did not expect this to look as badass as it does. This looks clean, man. You're just smooth sailing through a thing. As a person who liked the flying mechanics in Saints Row 3 and 4, or 4 and weirdly 5-ish, with the Johnny Gat's, I bit the fuck out of my tongue. Johnny Gat's weird hell DLC. It was really fun, and this one seems like a kind of cool hybrid with that. Instead of you flapping your wings and gat out of hell to get momentum, it looks like you can just hook upwards after going downwards and gaining momentum to get higher air, which is fantastic. And again, big shout out to Volition to not making this too realistic so that you can, I would assume, do a takedown from a thing, from a death from above and all that stuff. But alas, my friends, we are not done just yet. There is still plenty to talk about for the gameplay, specifically, maybe possibly answering that question that I had when it comes to gameplay variety and hoping that it's present within this game, Saints Row. So it seems like the thing that we've been hearing, which is that they've amplified and reshifted the takedown mechanic, it was accurate. Instead of just jumping balls first in somebody's face and cracking their head against the ground as you, well, I guess smother them with your, well, not necessarily balls, but you get the point. Anyway, they've reorganized this mechanic as such, although it is a little confusing based on the information from Game Informer. I don't exactly understand all of it, but it seems like what you can do is now takedowns that we've seen from other games and probably, hopefully, some more crazy ones. But one of those takedowns is to, of course, grab a grenade from your pocket, throw it into him, and chuck him like a feather, frankly, and blow him up in a spectacular way, which is fantastic. The only thing that is confusing is what this gives you. They said when you take down somebody, you can potentially gain back health, but I think that what they're trying to say here is that there might be 2 takedowns. A takedown that you can just use as your abilities, and then as you start killing things, you'll get a special takedown, and that takedown, if you use it, can give you health. Or maybe it's more than just one takedown, maybe it's an amplified takedown, having you kill like 5 people in front of you if you level that potential thing up, maybe. I don't know. All I know is that it seems like there is a lot of takedowns. And if I'm being honest, I can only make out 2. One looks like a flaming fist, a grenade, and a guy who's a fuse. But would the grenade not be the fuse? or is the grenade like you can throw a grenade, but then you can also switch to your ability, which is to turn somebody into a grenade? And one maybe just to do a super punch. I don't know. And maybe the fist one could just be a classic takedown without any sort of gimmick. That could be the filter, so you hit up on the D-pad to initiate the takedown that you want to prioritize. So if you don't want to make someone a Roman candle, you can just throw a grenade maybe with the same button that you would use to use a takedown. I do not know. Please give us more gameplay or just a real easy run through what the fuck happening with the gameplay. And one last thing, I don't know, when you shoot a gas canister, it shows like hit Y. I don't know, I have no idea, none, what that could be. Like, why would you hit Y at a gas can? Can you like auto shoot it? I don't know. And last but mostly least, I thought I would go through this just because it's your boy. I gotta talk about it, kind of thing. So this is something that I thought, me being a baby and not wanting to give up on my desire to have a game that has maybe possibly more ways to crack the egg. Anywho, yeah, I thought that this blue bar had the very small potential to be a command thing. It's armor, which of course, you know, is the other thought. Yeah, it's just armor. And then at other places, there's a green bar above the armor and health bar, which is, of course, I think nitrous when in the car gameplay that we've seen. So alas, takedowns. Takedowns seemingly is the bread and butter. Hopefully they're pretty juiced up in terms of the takedowns. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're here in the comments of the last Saints Row video we posted. All of it. Let's see what y'all think. This is my favorite part of the video, baby. I'm so excited for this game. Me too. I have faith that they'll listen to people. Oh yeah, and take the health by 100%. I would be shocked. I would be shocked. Also, thing we got to consider is the game is still fairly out the way. So this could be like a dev kit that they gave to Game Informer, so that health bar is the way that it is because they can test damage and things working properly. So it might be like a dev kit like situation, which makes more sense. Hate the health bars. Hope Volition takes the crap before they release the game. Yeah, everyone's like, no health bar. How about nothing? Just stop it. Just stop it. You know what would be dope? If they had a pistol you could get called Johnny Gat. Okay. All right, John. Oh, Johnny's Gat. Oh yeah. I think that's gonna be awesome, man. Yeah. Yeah, also, but to me, man, one of the things that's iconic to Johnny Gat, yeah, he's a murdering rampage monster, but he's also like, I don't know, I've always known him to be like relentless. So it'd be cool if that gun, if it is a gun, would like benefit from just rampage, like one kill after kill. It gave you something, whether it's a buff to resistance or damage, or maybe spawned something. I don't know. Also, I love you, I love you, I love you. Anyway, a little controversy has been brewing with this game from the get-go. How fun? Well, yeah, I don't know. Anyone who's a fan of Saints Row, you understand. You get it. It's a bunch of crazy people. It's a bunch of people who have a hate boner for no goddamn reason, or because they love GTA that much. I don't know. Yeah, it was kind of just a mashup a little bit, but I don't know. To me, I still like to see the moment to moment. Like, I really like when they showed the person like wind gliding and then just straight up like jumping into combat. Like, that to me is the nicety of the moments. Or like, are we gonna have to drive 20 miles to get to somewhere? Ugh. Or can we wing glide and just basically show up like a superhero? Hell yeah, you know? Also, lovely contrast. I'm so excited. Me too. It looks generic as fuck. That's the part of me being like, I understand a little bit, because I think the previous Saints Rows did a really good job about standing out. Like, they're like, hey, you know how people say we look like GTA? Guess what, bitch? You have superpowers and you can level the planet. Okay? Eat me. You know, whereas now it's starting to look a little bit more like stuff you might have seen in different kind of games. But alas, I don't think that's a bad thing. Again, I think this is what Volition has chosen to do, which is to kind of anchor themselves to the games that people kept saying for years that they wanted more of, which is Saints Row 2. The only thing is we can only hope that the market for Saints Row 2 outweighs the new market that they created with Saints Row 3 and 4. But who knows? Probably get somewhere along the line of both, but I digress. Let us go, not to my video, selfish asshole extraordinaire myself, but instead let's go to the Game Informer video. Let's see what people have been saying on this end, which has a much more bigger loot pool. So let's see what the general consensus is. I came in here open-minded, ready to be positive, defending this game from the negativity it has gotten since the reveal trailer, but man, this looks rough. It's not in a bad way, but in a super uninspired, painfully mediocre and boring kind of way. See, this is the thing. I think this is exactly what I just described. I'm debating whether keeping this in the video because it's a little negative, a little too negative. But I think I understand where this person is coming from, because if you got onto the series and you loved Saints Row 4 and 3 and 4, then this is a kind of a departure or something to that extent. Or it's hard to go backwards. It's hard to go, where's my powers? Where's my demon sloth chair in Johnny Gat's world just wrecking shit, you know? But again, I think it's because this game is not made for the people who loved necessarily Saints Row 4 and whatnot and 5, but maybe for the people who always were pining for Saints Row 2 to be kind of more of a Saints Row 2 game, which seems like this is kind of the thing, with a mix of a little bit of Saints Row 3, I would assume, to get the audience of 3 and 4 on board as well. But yeah, I miss being able to pick up items on the floor and use them as weapons, like chair and barrels. Ooh, I forgot about that, man. That'd be so fun. I don't know if it's possible to put in the game now, but that'd be so wicked. I forgot that was a thing in Saints Row 2. You could like pick up like a pipe, and it was never that good, but it was always fun. Yeah, that is something I did notice about the gameplay, is that the enemies sometimes, again, I think it's early access kind of thing. Like they say this game, this is not like representative to the full game. This is like pre-alpha footage kind of thing, so the enemies are kind of derping out a little bit, which is I think fine. Honestly, I think the game looks like visually beautiful. Okay, we got some constructive criticism here. We got said the weird part is the enemies take so many bullets to kill, headshots included, and the cars take 2 hits to explode. What is this? So please fix. Yeah, no, that's fair. I think that's again, I think that's something that I think they want to hear at this point. Although I do think that I hope Volition has been in the industry long enough to know when people say like the health bars suck ass, the vehicles are stupid. It's really what they're saying is this: is like, hey, could you tone back the enemy's stupid health bar and maybe just give them better weapons so that they can hurt us? As well, so that it's somewhat a balance. And also, can you make it so that the vehicles, at least, like, is there like an explosive gun you could add so that if we wanted to just nuke it down a vehicle, you could switch to an explosive noob tube and just funk and be done with it, you know? Which I think they are. They've been at this for long enough. People getting dark here. They want blood splattering on the surface. Yikes. Big yikes. Yeah, the more I read, it seems like the large consensus of this is what we've all been suspecting, is that, like, again, this looks like a Saints Row 3 expansion. Doesn't feel like 10 years of a jump. I think it's because, like the designers talked about, again, they can't go forward, which I think is always, I don't know. I understand the idea. I just don't think I think you could. I think you could go more forward. Go to heaven or something. I would have loved if they just took Johnny Gat out of hell and just buffed the fuck out of that to make it so that it was a full game, because it was a ton of fun. Like, by the time I stopped playing that game, I was like, I could play for 4 more hours, or way more than that. But anyway, yes, I think the problem is that people who got on the series when Saints Row 3 and 4 and Johnny Gat out of hell, everyone's wanting that, like that huge advancement in gameplay, that huge thing. And to some extent, this is a reboot, but it is a reboot in the sense of rebooting Saints Row, or from Saints Row 2 in a way, in a little bit of 3. So I think that's the thing that people are contending with right now, that they're like, well, wait, I want more, because that's what a sequel is supposed to be, but it's not a sequel. And I feel you. I understand. Like, I'm one of the people that I'm happy with what we're getting, but I would have been probably a little bit happier with the same kind of ideas, more powers, maybe destructible environments because of red fraction, and that could be even fun in a Saints Row game with how chaotic it could be and stuff like that. In a brand new alien world with cool new alien things, maybe it's more fantasy, so it's like the Saints interfacing with like this fantasy realm, which is like a fantasy alien world, more akin to like Dungeons and Dragons than some sort of crazy, sci-fi shit, because they've already kind of been there and done that. But alas, maybe that's too much for them. Maybe too much anime isekai nonsense, which is fair. But it would be hilarious seeing the Saints Row as like hardened gang members interface with like weeb, elf, and orc and nonsense political shit, and just conquering that kind of atmosphere. Anyways, whatever. I get it. I understand the community's uproar, but alas, at this point, I'm kind of settled into what we're getting, and I'm content with it. Again, it's going to be a fun, goofy, fun time. Whether it's going to be for everybody who liked Saints Row 4 and 5 is yet to be seen, but at the very least, it's going to be a fun conquest game where you can run around and shoot through the open world, and probably laugh at some colorful characters along the way. But alas, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think about the gameplay? I cannot wait to hear from you. I feed off y'all's hype and comments, to be honest, so keep me juiced up on this. Yes, with that being said, the gameplay was interesting, and I can't wait to see what the bigger moments hopefully are, although they do look very interesting. Like the neon, the gangs look different, the gunplay looks passable, and of course those seem like beginner guns, so hopefully things scale up appropriately and get a little bit more maddening. Also, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, for anyone who supported the video or liked it or shared it around, much love as always. Also, we stream every single day except Monday and Tuesday. Stop by the stream. We stream at 5 p.m. Mountain Times on YouTube on the weekdays, and weekends we stream on Twitch. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you kindly for your time, and goodbye.